Do you already feel that your body is weaker, even though you are doing everything right? Have you noticed that going up the stairs has become more difficult, or that getting up from a chair requires an effort that was not necessary before? What if I told you that this could be a sign of a silent, but totally reversible, mistake that is preventing you from living with more longevity, strength, and well-being? In this video, I will show you what almost no one is talking about, the real reason behind the loss of muscle strength after 60, and the single 1-minute movement that can reverse all of this. It's simple, effective, and scientifically proven. And before we start, leave a comment below telling us which city or country you are watching us from. I really want to know where this army of people who are waking up to a more active and healthy life is coming from. And of course, subscribe to the channel right now so you don't miss any transformative content like this. Let's get straight to the point, because what you are about to learn here could change your life forever. There is a very dangerous myth circulating in the corridors of old age, that losing strength is a natural part of aging. How many times have you heard, or even said, "It's just old age"? Well, I'm here to tell you that this story is only half true. The body doesn't lose muscle because it ages. It loses it because you, unknowingly, stopped giving it the right stimuli to keep it alive, strong, and active. And the worst part? This happens silently, like a light that is slowly dimming. What actually happens is a disconnection between the brain and the muscles. An invisible but essential wire is weakening, and it is at this point that many older adults begin to feel slower, clumsier, even fragile. It's not just about longevity, but about purposeful health in old age. The lack of adequate activity causes the body to save energy, shutting down fundamental parts of our structure. The body is wise, but it needs to be commanded. Imagine a garden. If you stop watering it, it doesn't die overnight. First it loses color, then it wilts. It's the same with muscles. Inactivity becomes one of the biggest risk factors, and many don't even realize it. Disease prevention and physical well-being depend on small life habits maintained with consistency. If you spend hours sitting without moving your ankles or feet, know that you are contributing little by little to the stiffening of your freedom. The good news, and this is where the real mystery is revealed, is that the process is reversible. The resilience of the human body is greater than we are told. Studies published by the National Institute on Aging demonstrate that with correct stimuli, even a 90-year-old can regain muscle tone in a few weeks. But of course, knowing this is not enough. You need to act. And if you have made it this far, you have already taken the first step. It is curious how the solution to many of our most complex problems can be found in the simplest things. You know that thought that only intense exercise works? Forget about it. There is a movement that takes only 1 minute and can completely change your relationship with your body. Yes, 1 minute. And the most intriguing thing, it is done sitting down. No gym, no dumbbells, or sophisticated equipment. Just you, your chair, and the decision to change your healthy aging routine. This movement awakens a forgotten region of the body, the deep muscles of the feet and ankles. They are small, but they have over 100 nerve endings connected directly to the brain. When activated correctly, like a switch that turns the light back on in a dark room, they send signals back to the central nervous system. And that's where the magic begins. Balance improves, posture adjusts, firmness returns. All this from a seemingly trivial gesture. In clinical practice, I have seen countless cases where older adults, after 2 weeks of this exercise, reported visible changes. "Doctor, I can climb the porch steps without holding the railing." This is exactly what we want: independence, longevity with autonomy. The secret is to stimulate regions that are usually forgotten in daily life. It is like awakening a sleeping muscle with a simple good morning. And there's more. This minute doesn't have to be solitary. You can practice it while watching your favorite news show, talking to your family, or listening to relaxing music. The idea is to integrate this habit into your routine in a light, pleasant, and constant way. Because when we talk about health in old age, it's not about doing more. It's about doing it right. And the journey continues. Few people know it. But the basis of our strength, the one that truly supports the body, is much closer to the ground than you think. No, it's not your arms nor your legs. It's your feet. That's right. The ones we only remember when we put on our shoes or complain about pain after a long walk. Over time, they are forgotten by the brain. And this is not a metaphor. The brain literally starts to ignore them. And when that happens, the body loses its footing. In every sense. The feet, with their delicate muscles and balance sensors, are like survival antennas. They are the ones that tell the brain if the ground is firm, if there is a step, if the body needs to adjust. And if this communication is lost, the risk of falls, sudden imbalances, and insecurity when walking increases. That's when health in old age begins to show warning signs. And the worst part is that it happens so subtly that many don't even realize that the body is disconnecting from the foundation that supports it. A patient of mine, Donna Clara, used to say that she felt like she was floating when she walked. It wasn't dizziness. It was the loss of sensation in her feet. This is common in older adults who sit for long periods without stimulating the soles of their feet or ankles. The good news? This foundation can be reactivated. How? With specific movements that stimulate the nerve endings and reestablish communication with the brain. It is disease prevention in its purest form, reactivating the link between mind and body from the ground up. When we start working on these neglected areas, the impact goes beyond the physical. There is a feeling of security, of rootedness, of being back in control of one's own body. Well-being expands. Healthy aging really becomes an experience lived with more awareness and less fear. Therefore, before seeking strength in bars and dumbbells, go back to the starting point, your feet. They are the invisible foundation of your longevity. Have you ever wondered why, even when you eat well and walk every day, you still feel your body getting weaker? Many people fall into this trap. The first mistake is thinking that just eating more protein solves the problem. It's no use filling your plate with meat, eggs, or supplements if your muscles are not being activated correctly. Protein is the brick, yes, but without the mason, which is the stimulus, it builds nothing. The secret lies in the synchrony between diet and movement. The second mistake is believing that walking is enough to maintain strength. Walking is excellent for the heart, for mood, and even for circulation, but it does not activate the deep fibers that support balance. It's like watering the leaves of a plant and forgetting the roots. Healthy aging needs to go beyond the surface. It is the feet, ankles, and hips that hold the true power of stability. And if these muscles are not remembered, the body shuts down the system to save energy. The third mistake, and perhaps the cruelest, is accepting weakness as inevitable. That phrase we hear frequently, "Oh, at this age it's just like that," is a silent sentence of surrender. It is not age that weakens us. It is the lack of challenge, of conscious movement, of lifestyle habits aligned with longevity. Health in old age depends on not falling into this complacency that numbs and paralyzes us. The mind disbelieves and the body obeys. In geriatric medicine, I always say that the body is trainable at any age. Studies from the University of Copenhagen have proven that older adults over 80 can gain muscle mass with the right exercises. Disease prevention involves avoiding these 3 classic mistakes and adopting an active stance. Because every time you believe it's too late, you cancel the possibility of improvement. And there is a lot to do, especially now. Luis came to the office with an expression that struck me. "Doctor, it seems like my body doesn't obey me anymore." At 74, he walked slowly, his shoulders slumped, and he needed to lean on the walls to sit down and get up. The curious thing is that he was doing everything right. He walked every day, ate well, and slept early. And yet, he felt his body slowly deteriorating. This type of report is more common than imagined. And mind you, it is not just about physical health, but about identity, autonomy, and longevity with dignity. After a few simple tests, I identified the real problem: neuromuscular disconnection. The muscles in his feet and ankles were practically shut down from the brain. Luis couldn't lift his toes, something many people don't even realize they've lost. I explained to him that this was not muscle weakness, but a communication failure between the nerves and the body. I calmly said, "Luis, it's not a lack of strength. It's a lack of the right stimulus, and that can change." Health in old age requires attentive listening to what the body is trying to say in silence. I proposed a small challenge to him, a daily exercise of only 1 minute, done sitting down, activating his foot muscles with conscious movements. In the first few days, he laughed. "That's all?" he asked. "That's all," I replied. 2 weeks later, he returned with a different sparkle in his eyes. He walked more firmly, even looked taller. He said he was sleeping better, felt more alert, and that even his wife noticed the difference. The well-being didn't come from a magic formula, but from constant practice and the belief that it was still possible to reverse what seemed lost. Luis became a living example that healthy aging does not mean an absence of difficulties, but the presence of resilience. He chose to start over. He chose to believe in his own body. And as I always tell my patients, the first step is not with your feet, it's with the decision. From there, everything begins to change. But what explains such a transformation with such a simple gesture? That's what we'll uncover in the next point. Many people are surprised to discover that balance does not begin in the muscles, but in a mysterious part of the brain called the cerebellum. Located at the base of the skull, this control center is responsible for maintaining fine motor coordination, a sense of spatial orientation, and even emotional stability. And the most surprising thing, when you move your feet consciously, you activate this structure as if you were pressing the on button of the nervous system. Yes, it's science. It's not guesswork or placebo. Research from Kyoto University and the Madrid Neuroscience Institute revealed that specific exercises for plantar stimulation, like the simple act of lifting your toes, increase blood flow to the cerebellum and promote neuroplasticity. This means that the brain begins to build new connections, something essential in the prevention of diseases such as Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. It is a natural and accessible way to strengthen the link between longevity and mental well-being. And furthermore, this activation causes a chain reaction. By sending signals to the cerebellum, the body releases neurotransmitters such as dopamine and acetylcholine, which are directly linked to attention, motivation, and even mood. You don't just walk more firmly. You think better. You feel more present. It is as if a veil has been lifted from the mind, restoring clarity and energy. Health in old age also involves nourishing the brain with movement, and not just with medications or crosswords. Now think with me. All of this is activated by 1 minute of conscious practice per day. It's not an exaggeration, it's anatomy. The body responds to what you offer it, and when the stimulus is right, the response can be surprising. And if this sounds too good to be true, wait until you understand the other effects that this simple gesture can have on other areas of your life. When talking about exercise, most people think of bigger muscles or stronger legs. But there is an invisible universe of benefits that goes far beyond that. Simple and conscious movements, such as the daily activation of the feet, have a direct impact on sleep quality, emotional stability, and even the ability to focus. Many of my patients report that, after 2 weeks of practice, they sleep better and wake up with more energy. It is as if the body is saying, "Thank you for reminding me that I can still react." This happens because this type of exercise activates the parasympathetic nervous system, responsible for deep relaxation of the body. By moving your feet with intention, you are literally teaching the brain to move out of a constant state of alert and into a regeneration mode. This influences general well-being, reduces anxiety, and increases resilience in the face of life's challenges. For those who want healthy aging, this is one of the least talked about and most powerful secrets that exists. Furthermore, this neuromuscular stimulus improves circulation, bringing more oxygen to the brain and organs. This translates into mental clarity, prevention of degenerative diseases, and, in many cases, even an improvement in mood. Science confirms it. A study by Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience showed that plantar stimulation increases connectivity between the cerebellum and the prefrontal cortex, a region linked to decision-making and memory. A simple movement, when done consistently, can be more effective than expensive medications and physiotherapy sessions. Now, imagine this integrated into your routine, a moment of reconnection between body and mind, where you take care of your health in old age with affection, without haste, without pressure. A daily self-care ritual that requires nothing more than your attention and willingness to live better. This is where longevity becomes more than life expectancy. It becomes quality of life felt every day. Now that you understand the importance of this movement, it's time to learn how to practice it the right way. And don't worry, you don't need more than a firm chair and your own breath. The first step is simple, but powerful. Sit with your spine straight, feet firmly planted on the floor, and shoulders relaxed. Take a deep breath, as if preparing your body for something important. Because, in fact, it is. This moment of attention already signals to the brain that something new and beneficial is coming. Let's move on to the next step. Lift your toes, keeping your heels on the floor, and hold for 5 seconds. Imagine that you are turning on a light inside your muscles. Then, lower your toes and press the floor firmly for another 5 seconds, as if you wanted to push the floor with the entire sole of your foot. This simple act activates a network of muscles and nerves that were dormant. It's like waking up an old friend you forgot to call. In the third step, start massaging the floor with your toes, making circular movements for about 10 seconds. This activates circulation and loosens the small muscle fibers that, over time, have become stiff. Finally, open and close your toes 10 times, slowly and consciously, as if you were reconnecting the wires of your vitality. This entire sequence takes only 30 seconds. Repeat one more time, and done. You have just completed the most powerful minute of your day. This ritual may seem small, but it brings huge results. The key is consistency. Do this exercise when you wake up, before bed, or even while watching the news. The important thing is to practice it every day with full attention. It is a commitment to your health in old age, to disease prevention, and to building a full longevity. And if you want to further enhance these effects, there are 3 extra habits that make all the difference. You may be doing the right exercise, but there are 3 additional secrets that transform a common practice into a true elixir of longevity. The first of these is water. Yes, a simple glass of water before exercise makes all the difference. The brain and muscles are composed of more than 70% water, as the American geriatrician Dr. Peter Attia points out in his studies on performance in older adults. Being well hydrated is like lubricating the body's circuits. Electrical signals flow more precisely, muscles contract better, and results appear faster. The second habit is conscious breathing. While moving your feet, inhale through your nose and exhale slowly through your mouth. It sounds like a detail, but it's not. Deep breathing activates the parasympathetic system, the one that regulates sleep, digestion, and muscle recovery. It's like entering repair mode. This reduces stress, improves brain oxygenation, and reinforces the effects of exercise. This is where well-being finds its most solid foundation. A body that breathes with attention is a more resilient and less inflamed body. And that has everything to do with disease prevention. The third habit is music. And no, it doesn't have to be classical opera. It can be a soft melody, a light piano, or even nature sounds. Studies from Stanford University showed that music with rhythms of 60 to 80 beats per minute increases focus, reduces anxiety, and helps release dopamine. When you combine exercise with a soft soundtrack, the brain associates that practice with something pleasant. This increases consistency. And consistency, as you well know, is the basis of healthy aging. Together, these 3 habits elevate the 1-minute exercise to a new level. It is not just about moving your feet, but about transforming a simple moment into a self-care ritual. You are not just training muscles, you are creating an internal environment favorable to health in old age, longevity, and cellular regeneration. And now, with this preparation done, your body begins to send the first signals that it is reconnecting. Most older adults ask me, "Doctor, how will I know if it's working?" And the answer is simple. The body tells you. The first sign is a slight warmth in the feet, a feeling of life returning, as if the muscles were being awakened from a deep sleep. This means that circulation is flowing again, bringing oxygen and nutrients where there was previously numbness. It is a silent but powerful sign, a sign that health in old age is strengthening from the foundations. Another indication is the lightness when walking. Getting up from a chair effortlessly, feeling firmness in your steps, reducing the need to lean on walls. These small everyday triumphs are milestones of neuromuscular recovery. Fall prevention, so essential for longevity, begins right there, in the ability to trust your own feet again. And more than physical strength, it's about regaining confidence. When the body responds, the mind follows, and that's where the real transformation begins. There is also a more subtle, yet even more impactful change: mental clarity. Many report feeling more awake, as if a fog were beginning to dissipate. This is due to the increase in oxygenation in the brain and the reactivation of the cerebellum, as we have already seen. It is common, in fact, for patients to start reading again, talking more, remembering things that previously escaped easily. Well-being expands, and with it, a new perspective on healthy aging begins to emerge. Finally, comes the feeling of presence, that the body is there, active, alert, that there is still much to live, with autonomy, dignity, and joy. These signs are more than symptoms. They are answers. And if you are noticing them, even discreetly, it is because you have started a profound process of reconnection, a process that can, and should, continue, day after day. Because longevity doesn't happen suddenly. It is built in every small gesture, in every choice of care, in every minute of attention. Now tell me, have you tried this exercise? Did you feel any difference in your feet, legs, or even your mind? Tell me in the comments here. I read them all, and I want to know about your experience. If this content helped you in any way, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and activate the bell. This ensures that you always receive the next videos that will bring even more discoveries for your health and longevity. Oh, and take advantage of the new video that is about to appear on the screen. Watch it too, because it complements what you learned here and can give you even more tools to live with autonomy and vitality. See you in the next one. Take good care of yourself. Your body is ready to be reborn.